Dan Pickar here with Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal. Today we're bow hunting big mule deer bucks in the desert of Idaho, right here for Eastmans Hunting TV. Well, today is opening day of Idaho archery. It's August 15th. Been cruising around the last couple days and, you know, seeing some small bucks. It's been spotty. I mean, we're overlooking this whole basin. I've seen one doe and a fawn, that's it. We saw some other hunters down below, so we're checking out the backside of this big mountain, and we're gonna just kind of check basins until we find something that we can hunt. So far it's been pretty slim pickings, but we'll keep covering country and see what we can find. We got a couple weeks to be out here and kill something, so we got time on our side. At least we have that. Oh yeah, dude, they're going, that one's 30 inches easy. They're going right down that little draw. Well, we have 4 bucks spotted, finally, good gravy. Way down here in the bottom. They're coming up over the ridge. One's easy, 30 inches. I'm gonna try and get the digiscope on them, but they are a long ways away. Doesn't even look like he's in velvet. It looks like it's, they're down low, huh, Tim? One of them looks like he's friggin' 30 incher. It's a big deer. Okay, right in that cut right there. They're way down there. There they go. They're cutting across. Right across to that juniper. Looks like there's 4 bucks. They're kind of low. So we're just gonna watch them go to bed, and heck, maybe we'll have a stalk. It depends if they go too deep into that brush. If they bed in a bad spot, we can't really do anything. Checking these pockets of ceanothus on these kind of east and south faces, north faces. The bucks that we spotted this morning, they ended up on private, so we just left and we're off to find new bucks. It's all new country in here, and we're just checking pockets as the evening goes on, and we'll see if we can turn up. If we find something good, we'll hunt it tonight or in the morning. If not, we move on and we go find other country, find other deer. Well, we're driving down this road and just checked up some of these shaded cliff edges, and sure enough, there's a big buck laying up there. The first decent buck we've seen in 5 days of hunting. So obviously our approach is around behind him and above him, but I don't think there's any way to get him shot from above in his bed. So we're gonna either have to bump him out of there or wait for him to feed out this evening. So that's the good news. We found something, now we just gotta kill him. There's a buck up there. We got a buck spotted up the base of a cliff here. I'm gonna get the spotter on him and digiscope him and see what he is. He's in a pretty good spot. See him come around here. Maybe use your shadow, Tim, and block out there. Can you see that right under there? See him right here. just barely see him in the shade. I think if we get around the backside, we can come up around behind him and get above him. Got a north wind today, so we might be okay. He's kind of on the backside of that hill though, so who knows what the wind's gonna be like. But he's in as good a spot any. Maybe we can get above him there and be quiet and either slip an arrow down there or maybe throw a rock down there and get him to blow out, or we'll just see what happens. But finally got a big buck spotted. Let's go try and get him killed. It's right around the corner. We have a north wind going this way, so I think we're good. We're just gonna go up by the cliff and drop in from above. Cheers, lungs going. Yes, can you believe that happened? I can't believe we did it. I can't believe we did it. He's going down. He's going down. Oh, he hit that tree, Tim. He hit the tree. He's fighting it. He's fighting it. I hit him a little high, Tim. Dang it.
Oh, he blew out some does. Oh, he's down under the tree, Tim. He's down under the mushroom tree. He's laying down. You see him?
Yeah.
He laid down under the mushroom tree. Holy smokes. I hit him high. He's gonna go through the fence. See him?
Yeah.
Oh, he made it over the fence. Oh man.
Here's the lowdown. I hit that buck. He was 27 yards. I had my sight set at 20. Touched one off, hit him high, entered high by the backstrap, exited down through the front shoulder on the far side. I think I got one lung. He crashed into a tree down here on his little run. Then he laid down by this other mushroom tree, we're calling it. And then he walked into the creek bottom down here. He went about a mile. We're gonna wait for the sun to get at our back a little bit and kind of loop around. My gut says he's probably gonna die, but I've seen shots like that and you recover them, and then I've seen shots that they just keep going, they quit bleeding and they're gone. The good news is it's all open country, so we saw the whole thing. We saw him run all the way down there. We don't have to go track him or anything. We know where he went into the brush at. There's really no other place he can go. We've been watching kind of the bottom end of the canyon for the last 2.5 hours. So you saw him, he jumped the fence down there into private, of course. But luckily, I know an outfitter in here, and he made a couple calls and we got permission to go in there and recover him. So that's really cool that this landowner is gonna let us go in and get him. So, you know, we're all official, we have permission, and hopefully that we can find him in there, and hopefully he died quick, so, and
See what we can do. See what we can do.
Well, our buck is right over here. He's still alive. Odds of getting another shot are really low tonight. Kind of boogered him a little bit. So we're just gonna glass it and look it over and see if we can find him in there. And at least if we can keep tabs of him, that'll be the hard part. And then getting another arrow into him is the even harder part. So we'll see what happens. We just had that 190 walk up the draw. That's the buck we saw wiggling around over here. It's actually a different buck than the one I shot this morning. He's got a dropper, big old bladed G2, different buck. Our buck went in down over here. And so with all that commotion of him running around and the does running around, I would think our buck that we shot is dead in there, unless he went down draw ways. This is a big deer, so we're trying to have our bases covered and see if we can find him. The suspense continues. Good gravy. We spotted him about 12:30, and we got around behind him and shot him about 1:30. Now I knew I hit one lung. Entrance was high. He was quartering away hard. Shooting down on him. And upon that arrow exiting, I heard a hiss. It sounded like deflating a tire. So I knew I popped that lung, which I've never really heard before. As he did a mild death run down the mountain, he went a mile down to the creek, and we watched him go all the way across this open country. Now we're kind of in a dilemma because you got to give that buck some time, but you don't want to go too early and bump him, and you don't want to go too late and have the meat spoil. It's been in the mid-90s, so if that animal's probably dead for 3 hours, that meat's probably going to be no good. And we went down about 7 o'clock, and we slipped in there, and we ended up bumping him. I do believe he was on his deathbed. He would have died if we would have left him that night, but that's the gamble you got to take. If we would have left him overnight, odds are he would have spoiled for sure. I hate letting those animals go to waste. I hate wasting deer meat. It makes me sick, so I wanted to try and recover him that night. Now, a lot of times those old bucks, when they're doing that, they're usually going to make a loop and come back or get back into the same direction of where they came from. They'll very rarely just follow a creek all the way out or go in a straight line and just cover country. But what saved us here is the open country. We didn't have any blood to follow, but we could see, and we ended up seeing some birds on them, and that helped us find them. So we lost the meat. It's unfortunate. I hate when that happens, but in the end, that should just be more motivation, more desire to practice, take good shots. That just goes to show you how far an animal can go on one lung. This deer went about 1.7 miles. Well, here he is. We were a day late and $1 short. Hindsight's 20/20. I don't think I would have done anything different. It took us about 48 hours to recover him and to find him. It's definitely a character building experience, and it makes those, smooth sailing experiences that much sweeter and that much more rewarding. I don't think God intended it to be that way, to be easy every time. And so thanks for watching this week's episode, and remember, fair chase is the only way to hunt and take trophy big game.